Wonderhussy here, taking my patriotism to new levels. My friend Widget just brought us this awesome eagle mask. Okay, you might remember my friend Widget. I've gone backpacking with him a bunch of times. Great guy. He used to be in the film industry in Hollywood. And every now and then, when he cleans out his garage, he finds some old thing that he just knows I'd like to have. Anyway, I don't really have time to be messing around with this eagle mask right now because I'm actually gearing up, getting ready, and loading up my car for my big expedition to watch the eclipse. That's right, there's a big solar eclipse happening on April 8th, but it's over on the eastern half of the United States. And well, I live way out here on the western edge, so that means I gotta drive 1,500 miles to Arkansas, where I'm gonna hitch a ride with a girlfriend who lives out there. Actually, I have two girlfriends, both named Gina, who live in Arkansas, and one of them has a boat. So I'm gonna hitch a ride on her boat. Both the Ginas and me and a bunch of other people were going out to watch the eclipse on an island in a lake, which sounds like it's gonna be absolutely amazing. And that's why I'm loading up my car with all the things I might need on my trip. First of all, a gal should always have some way to defend herself when she's on the road. So I'm gonna pack my trusty machete. Might come in handy if I have to stop at one of those sketchy truck stops in West Memphis or someplace like that. Then I've got my atlases, because for this trip I'm gonna be going through Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and Oklahoma, only I don't have atlases for those two states. And frankly, I don't think I'm gonna need them. I mean, I don't have a ton of time. I'm planning to leave here, Death Valley, on April 1st, and I wanna get to Little Rock, Arkansas by April 6th. So that only gives me 5-6 days to travel 1,500 miles, which means I basically just have to stick to I-40, Interstate 40. It's the most direct route from here. I mean, I gotta go down to Kingman, Arizona to pick it up and then cruise through Flagstaff and Winslow and Holbrook and Gallup and gosh, I don't even know what all towns it goes through because I've never taken I-40 that far east before. I usually like taking the back roads, you know, it's more scenic and you find more interesting stuff. Well, I don't have enough time to do that. So I'm just sticking to I-40, and yes, I'm gonna try to camp out when I'm in Arizona and New Mexico. But once you get into Texas, most of the land is privately owned. You know, there's not as much BLM land. That's lands maintained by the Bureau of Land Management, aka the federal government. Say what you will about the federal government, at least they let you camp on public lands. Well, in Texas or Oklahoma, I don't think there's many, if any, public lands. So I'm probably just gonna have to stay in motels, and that's fine because the main reason of the trip is to get to Arkansas and see this dang eclipse. And to that end, well, I've got a bunch of eclipse viewing glasses that a kind viewer sent me. In fact, I've got enough pairs for me, Gina, the other Gina, and any other friends they might invite. And then another viewer sent me these really hardcore, I think they're like welding, it's like a welding mask, but I guess when you look through it at the sun, well, it allows you to stare directly at the sun without burning your eyes. Oh, look, yeah, you can see the sun in the middle there. It's that green dot. Don't worry, I plan to practice before I shoot any video of the actual eclipse. Hopefully it's not overcast. That's the downside with these East Coast eclipses. You know, the last eclipse we had back in 2018 and the annular eclipse we just had in October, well, those were visible out west where the skies are generally pretty clear. You know how the song goes, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Oh well, actually, there are a few light scattered clouds today, but that's nothing compared to how cloudy it can get back east where there's all that humidity in the air. So wouldn't it just suck if I drove 1,527 miles to watch the dang eclipse and it ended up being cloudy? Now, I'm no scientist, I'm not sure how this works, but another viewer did send me an email saying not to worry if it is overcast that day. There's some change that happens in the weather, like when the sun gets blacked out, somehow the clouds evaporate. I don't know. I'm just gonna go out there and hope for the best. I mean, it'd be silly just to stay here on the chance that it's too cloudy to see. I'm gonna drive out there, and if it happens to be too cloudy, oh well, I guess I'll have fun putting these goggles on and staring at the clouds. Either way, I'm looking forward to seeing Gina and everyone else they invite, who, for all I know, might also be named Gina. Okay, anyway, as much as I'd like to sit here yodeling cowboy songs all day, I've got a lot more prep work I need to do before I can head out on my trip. But there is one other thing I want to show you that I just got that I'm super excited about. And no, it's not another eagle mask. It's a brand new, shiny, pink BougeRV car refrigerator. Imagine that, a pink fridge. I guess BougeRV is trying to appeal to the female traveler market, and so they reached out to me and asked me if I'd like to try out a new refrigerator. Now you might remember last summer and the summer before I had another BougeRV fridge, and it was fine, but it was gray, and it was also too big for me. This little guy here is only 23 quarts, and it's way easier for me to handle. In fact, speaking of handles, there's these little handles sort of cut into the sides, which is way more convenient than those big clunky handles my other one had. And it only weighs a little over 21 pounds empty, so it's super easy for me to pick up and load into my car, which the other one was just a little bit too big and bulky and cumbersome for me. And then they made a couple other design modifications, which I love. First of all, they changed the way the lid opens, okay? The other one, the lid opened from the side, and it was too big. You couldn't even open it all the way in the car because it would hit the ceiling. Well, now the lid opens from the front. Look at that, it's just like a little cooler. I have it empty right now. I haven't loaded it yet. But as you can see, it's plenty big enough for everything I need to bring with me on a trip. I think it's 13.8 inches by 9.8 inches by 9.8. So almost 10 inches deep, 10 inches wide, and 14 inches long. So that's plenty of room for, you know, a few ranch waters, some beans, some grains, some kefir. Actually, speaking of kefir, I used this little fridge on my recent trip to Joshua Tree. I did a little expedition to Joshua Tree a couple weeks ago, and I brought this fridge with me, and it was awesome. I guess it has two modes. Right now I have it on eco mode, but you can put it on max mode, which will get it down to 32 degrees in 15 minutes, and that draws 45 watts. But I have it on eco mode right now, and according to the BougeRV website, that's supposed to only draw 36 watts. Let's see if that's accurate. I'm powering it off my Jackery battery bank. What is it drawing? Oh, it's only drawing 29 watts. Even better. But if you're not like me and using a Jackery, say you have a house battery or you plug your fridge in to your car battery, like say you have a 12-volt outlet that's always on. My car, when you cut the ignition, the 12-volt plugs don't work anymore, but a lot of cars, you can leave a fridge plugged in overnight, and so the concern is that it'll drain your battery if you leave it running overnight. Well, not the BougeRV. Okay, I guess there's 3 voltage modes you can set it to: high, medium, or low. And on high, if the car battery dips below 11.3 volts, and in low, if the car battery dips below 9.6 volts, the fridge automatically shuts off, so you don't have to worry about draining your car battery, which I don't anyways because I keep mine plugged into the Jackery. But I should find it easier to keep my Jackery topped off. I don't know if you remember last summer, I had a hard time because I had my Starlink and my fridge both plugged in, and between the two of them, it was difficult for me to keep my Jackery topped off because I don't have permanently mounted solar panels. I have the kind of panels I have to take out and put on the roof every place I go camp. I don't think it's gonna be so hard with this little fridge if it's only pulling 29 watts. And look at this. They also added a little USB port on top of the fridge so that you can charge your devices. So the way I do it is, I have the fridge plugged into the Jackery in the front seat, and that's so far away for me to reach and plug in my cell phone. You know, I'm sleeping right here next to the fridge. I can just plug my phone into the fridge and it'll charge through from the Jackery through the fridge to my phone, so I don't have to reach and root around in the front seat and try to find that port. Know what I mean, fellas? Anyway, I'm not just saying this because they sent me a free fridge, which was pretty cool of them, but according to the BougeRV website, BougeRV is the best-selling fridge in North America online. Okay, I guess that's the qualifier. It's the best-selling fridge online. I guess they sell the most of these online. Whatever the case, I think that's because of the price. It's very reasonably priced. This fridge right here retails for I think it's on sale right now for $219.99. And if you use the code WONDER, that's WONDER, you get an extra 20% off. That's if you go to the BougeRV website. I'll put the link in the description. If you rather buy it on Amazon, you can still get 20% off there, but it's a different coupon code. I'll put all that information in the description to this video, so that way, if you guys want a cute pink fridge, well, you can have one for yourself. Now, they also come in mint green and purple, really fun, girly colors. Like I said, I think BougeRV is trying to reach out to the female traveler market. But don't worry, fellas. They also come in black and gray, manly man colors. So anyone can have a BougeRV fridge without feeling super girly. Although personally, that is my favorite aspect of this little fridge. Okay, anyway, I better get going. Believe it or not, packing my car for the Eclipse isn't the only thing I'm doing today. I'm also going over to visit my friend Margo. Okay, you might remember my adorable gal pal Margo, that zaftig little firecracker built like a brick. Well, you know. Anyway, she lives nearby, and come to find out, Margo has 1 million followers on her TikTok channel. So she wanted me to come over so she could interview me for her TikTok. Okay, if 1 million people are gonna be watching this, I figured I'd better change my outfit. I mean, not that there's any hope of competing with Margo, but I figured I might as well show a little skin. Hello! Hi! Oh my gosh, you are so cute! Dang, look at your nails!
May I take your order?
I'll take 2 of you.
Let's go, baby.
What are we doing today, Margo?
All right, so I definitely just want to pick. I want to pick into your life. I want to know more about you, and I want to.
You want to know more about me?
Yeah. I think interviewing you would be super creative, super fun because of just like all the stuff that you do, and I really think that.
I'm very honored, Margo.
Let's go. Let's go.
We got 1 million people that are going to be watching this, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You have 1 million followers on TikTok?
Yes. Well, one page, and then I got like 800K on another page. We're gonna go live on that one because I'm banned from going live on my Margo POV page.
Oh, I can't imagine why. Okay, well, I'm gonna get your info and I'll share it in the description to this video. So if anybody watching this wants to follow you or see little bits and pieces of this interview, they can check it out. Okay, I'm gonna put my phone away now because it's not time for me to narrate. It's time for me to be interviewed.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be the victim.
I'm gonna pick you apart.
Wow, Margo, that was fun. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't wait to see what your followers think.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you gave them a good representation of yourself, and I'm pretty sure they found you interesting as well. So.
Margo, I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah, I know. Well,
you're leaving soon, right?
Yeah.
So you're headed out for the summer, but you'll come back in the fall?
Yeah, I'll come visit you again.
Okay, good, because we still never did an adventure together. Yeah. And I want to take Margo on a bumpy dirt road.
You fucking owe me. But yes.
Oh my goodness. She is just cute as a button. I could have stayed there talking to Margo all afternoon. But unfortunately, there is even more on my schedule today. I gotta get back to the ranch because I've got a very special visitor waiting for me. Hi, Dennis! Look at you! I was just doing an interview with Margo. Do you know Margo?
I don't know.
Oh, very cute little gal. She's got 1 million followers on TikTok. So I went over to her house. Do you mind if I film you?
I Let me put my shirt on quick.
Okay. Well, you were naked the last time I filmed you.
I know.
Okay, Dennis is gonna get dressed, and then we're gonna ask him what he's been up to. Okay, Dennis is now decent. You might recognize Dennis from a video I made last summer. So you might remember I went to a beautiful, and I do mean beautiful, nude beach up at Lake Tahoe, where I met Dennis, the mayor of that beach. Now at that time, that was back in October, it was just starting to get chilly up in Tahoe, and he wanted to know a good place to spend the winter. And I told him to come down here because you can be naked just about anywhere and it's relatively warm and sunny all winter long. And so he did. He came down here in his motorhome and he's been camping down here all winter long. And he hasn't just been sitting around idly though. He's been really busy.
You got it.
Now you might remember, I think I talked about this in a video once, Dennis and I went way out in the desert back there and cleaned out what they call hepatitis spring. And really when I say we cleaned it out, it was mostly you. How many hours did you spend cleaning that
Yeah, it
tub?
was 3 hours. But you, oh my God, I didn't expect you to show up. You're
I
2
did.
hours. And
Yeah, we bailed that whole tub out, scraped all the muck out of the bottom, and I think it's still looking pretty good.
Yeah,
It
I was
is.
there this morning.
You were?
Yeah, basically that's something I adopted this winter.
He
so-
adopted it. That's the kind of guy Dennis is. He just likes to leave a place better than he found it. And so I'm really glad that I invited you to come down here and that you actually came down here. Thank you, Dennis.
Yeah. Mwah.
And that's not all. Look at this. Okay, Dennis, you also came over to our house for a Christmas party. And at that Christmas party, we were telling you all about our problems with our driveway and how every time it rains, water just washes it out. Well, Dennis came up with a solution, and he recommended that we dig this trench. Look at this. So now we have a trench that carries, I don't know if you can tell, just looking at, well, you probably can't tell, but the way our property is, it kind of slopes down. And so Dennis basically figured out that we needed to dig a trench coming down that way, and then we needed to feed it across the driveway. So now rainwater just gets funneled down along the edge and it's not going to tear up the middle of the driveway anymore. Well, I'm waiting to see how it does in the monsoon though. We usually get our biggest rains in like, well, August, July. So fingers crossed, Dennis's trench will save our driveway. But not only did Dennis dig us a trench, he cleaned out the hepatitis spring, he also did a huge, or he's been doing this huge improvement project for the community at large. Dennis, can we go see what all you've been up to
Sure.
these past, I mean, you've been down here a few months now, and like I said, you haven't been sitting around idly. He's been going around town, picking up trash, right?
Yeah.
Dennis is going in his RV to get out a special tool that I bought for him. Dun, dun, dun! Litter grabbers, and it was the best $20 I ever spent. Are you gonna grab my ass with that, Dennis?
No, I wouldn't.
He would never, he's a gentleman. He used it to pick up all this crap. Look at all this trash. Okay, so this is 30 or 40 hours worth of your time picking up trash over here.
Right.
Look at all this, old doors.
6, 7.
Look at bag after bag. He bagged all this crap up that was just laying on the side of the road, bag after bag. Oh, at least you got us some nice blue bottles for our bottle wall. Oh my God. Oh, this is one of those booze balls. Biggies. It has like a pre-mixed cocktail buzz ball. Ugh. Wow, Dennis, I can't thank you enough. My sister can't thank me enough for shooting this video because she's been asking, when are you gonna come, like, take all that trash to the dump? You know, just
Yeah.
sitting here in front of the Quonset hut like an eyesore. But we wanted to film this first before we go take it to the dump so that everyone can see how much work our buddy Dennis has done for the community. Dennis, again, thank you. Hey, Dennis.
Yeah.
What's worse than a hurricane?
I don't know. What?
A titty twister. Hey, he made me do that. Listen, Dennis, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pinch your shirt on the... What is this shirt? Do you want to talk about this?
By talent. Oh my God.
What's Vitalent?
It's they take your blood.
So you did a blood
drive.
donation drive, a blood
Blood
drive.
drive, yeah. And I organized this blood drive with the Pahrump Moose Lodge.
The Moose Lodge in Pahrump, because you spend a lot of time camping at the Moose in Pahrump,
yeah,
right?
I spent a little time down there. And
Yeah, so
great
he
community.
would camp out here, but then every now and then he'd go into Pahrump just to
Yeah.
get supplies, and he would camp at the Moose Lodge. And so you hosted a blood drive.
Yes. That was February 8th, and I put up a bunch of posters up here in Tecopa.
Uh-huh.
And basically, I helped out 6-7 hours for this blood drive. And
Golly.
we had 27 pints given.
Whew.
We had to turn away close to...
You had to turn people away?
Yeah, walk-ins, 8 people.
Oh, dang.
And most of these people had appointments at that time.
Wow, so you got plenty of blood, though.
Yeah, so it was a great success. And
Boy, Dennis,
so guys,
between this
give blood.
blood drive and picking up litter. Oh, look at Shelly. Hi, Shelly.
Hi, Shelly.
Oh, it's Shelly. Shelly driving with a cat on her lap. How about that? You never know who you're going to see out here. Dennis, I'm impressed, man. Yeah, you're a busy man. He's always trying to help other people. But you're leaving soon, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to miss you. Everyone's leaving for the summer.
Yeah, I'm figuring 14th of April.
Okay, well, I'm going to be at the Eclipse, and I won't be back in time, so I better give you one more hug to say goodbye. But you know what, Dennis? It's not really goodbye, because I will come visit you this summer.
Until we meet
Exactly,
again.
until we meet again. I'm going to be back at that nude beach, and I'm going to be looking for you.
All
So
right.
you better watch out, and you better not let me near that grabber if you don't want any more titty twisters. Bye, Dennis! Oh, he is such a nice person. And let this be a lesson to any of you who think it's a bad idea to talk to strange, naked men. Dennis has become a true friend, and I'm sad to see him go, but I'm definitely looking forward to visiting him at that nude beach. I haven't figured out my summer travel plans yet. I mean, one trip at a time. I'm trying to work out this Eclipse. But I know, come June 1st, it's going to be so hot out here that I will be on the road, God willing, for the entire summer. And I hope to make at least 1 or 2 stops at Dennis's nude beach. Okay, before I sign off, I got one more thing I want to show you. This is one of something like 5 boxes of old costumes that Widget brought us. And you can see there's some really cool vintage Hollywood stuff in here. Like this. Ooh! Oh, man, I can't imagine what movie this costume was from, but it is absolutely amazing. Uh-oh, my sister's home, and that means it's Chipotle time. She had to go into town to run some errands, and I asked her to pick me up some Chipotle on her way back. So that means the dinner bell is ringing, and I'd better get out of this costume and put on my bib. Oh, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be at the trough in about 15 minutes. And I'm not even joking about a bib, because there probably is 15 bibs in this amazing box of costumes. I can't wait to unpack the whole dang thing and see what else is in there. I mean, hello? Can you say Burning Man? Hold up! I am not subjecting this dress to the dangers of Burning Man. Okay, I knew this dress was used in a movie, but I didn't know exactly which one until I did a little research, and come to find out this dress right here was worn by the beautiful and incomparable Miss Teri Garr in a movie called Mom and Dad Saved the World. Okay, you probably don't remember it, but it was a movie that came out in 1992 starring Teri Garr as mom and Jeffrey Jones as dad. Jeffrey Jones, in case you don't know, is the guy who played the principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Or at least that's the role I know him best for. He played the dad in this movie, and the mom was played by Teri Garr, who was really a famous actress. She started out her career as a background dancer in a bunch of Elvis movies. She was a background dancer in Viva Las Vegas, and then she starred in, I think she was in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and Tootsie, and Mr. Mom. You know, big time 80s movies. You know, I guess Teri Garr was actually one of the premier actresses of her day. And apparently she was teeny tiny, because this dress barely fits me. You know, she had a little teeny tiny waist. And I looked up pictures of the movie online, and she's even wearing this dress in the movie poster, the ad for the whole movie. I don't know if it was that successful of a movie. I personally had never heard of it, but Teri Garr, Jeffrey Jones, John Lovitz was also in it. I mean, those are pretty big name actors, so golly, to think that the tatas of Teri Garr once touched the interior of this bodice, and who knows what parts of John Lovitz or Jeffrey Jones touched the rest of it. Whatever the case, it's far too fabulous to take to Burning Man. And I would never disrespect the legacy of Miss Teri Garr by subjecting this magnificent gown to the filth of those hippies up at Burning Man. If I wore this up on the playa, there's no telling who would puke what all over it. No, I guess I'll save this magnificent gown for a special occasion. In fact, my friend Vic Meyer, who you might remember from some of my videos, well, little known fact, he's actually a clamper. And the clampers, E. Clampus Vitus, it's a historical society, or I guess it's a drinking society with a history problem. Anyway, they have this big ball every year called the Widder's Ball. I guess in clamper culture, it's only men are allowed to be clampers. No women allowed. The wives have to stay back home, and so they call them the Widders, like widows. So I guess once a year the clampers have a Widder's Ball, which actually I am already an official member of the Royal Widders Club in the, oh, what is this? I got too much crap hiding. The, oh gosh, it doesn't say, but I am, take my word for it, an honorary widder in one branch of the Clampers. But anyway, Vic Meyer is a member of the Bodie chapter of the Clampers, and he invited me to be his date to the Bodie chapter of the Clampers Widder's Ball. So maybe, just maybe, I ought to wear this dress to the Widder's Ball. What do you think them clampers would have to say about that?